Well, welcome to the Cinnabar. Today we're doing kind of a follow-up video on our last episode where we showed you the color case hardening this 1890 Winchester receiver at our class down in Susanville. I was looking through some of my original case colored firearms and got to thinking, well, maybe we ought to do kind of a comparison of the one we just did against some of the original color case hardened firearms that we have in the collection here. So kind of fun one to come out today. They kind of show up a little better in the sunlight, and it gave me an excuse to get some kind of cool old firearms out here and do some shooting anyway. So today we've got three different manufacturers' firearms here. We've got out front here, we've got a Marlin with a case colored receiver. We've got a Colt Lightning here with a case colored receiver. We've also got a single action Army with some real nice case colors we can have a look at. And then we can kind of compare. I've got this Uberti, so we've got a reproduction here with some case colors on it that compare to what's being done today. Then we get into the Winchesters. It gives us kind of our best comparison with this 1890 Winchester against factory colors. We've got an old Ranch 86 here, still has a few case colors showing. And we've got a couple of 85 low walls here with some good case colors. And then kind of an interesting one here in the back. It's a 1895. The 1895s, there was only 5 case hardened receiver 95s made. I believe that's the right number. And we think there's maybe only one that was made with a case colored finger lever. And this one's an unserialized prototype. It doesn't have a case colored receiver, but it does have the case colored lever. And this was part of the Winchester collection at one time, so it's been really well taken care of. So we can look at this lever and see just almost exactly what the case color should have looked like coming directly from the Winchester factory. So stick around, we'll give you a little close-up of each of these guns, and we're going to shoot a few of them today, and it should be lots of fun just kind of looking at case colors and shooting some pretty cool old firearms. So first up is this Marlin. This is our only case colored Marlin in the collection. This is an 1893. It's a carbine, but doesn't have a saddle ring. The case colors are fading on it, but we can see kind of the shadows of the case colors here, and some pretty decent ones on the lever. Let's see how the old girl will shoot. Now this Marlin I just got from a friend of mine who's a big time shooter, so I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be already sighted in. I'd say that's a big 10-4. Let's see if we can't hit a target. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can swing them back. Okay, so that old 30-30 still packs a bit of a punch. Okay, so we got that Marlin right on target. This is a beautiful, beautiful Colt Lightning here up next. This is part of my wife's collection. Of course, she's the Colt collector in the family. This one's in really nice condition. We don't see a lot of the early Colts like this. This is a first model, so it was made in I believe 1886, 87, somewhere in there, maybe even a little earlier. Just in excellent condition, but we don't see very many of the early Colts with case colors. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with the process. Maybe they got better at it, or if just the fact that they're really an old gun and the case colors have faded. But let's see how this old girl will shoot. I haven't shot this gun before, and this was an excuse to have the wife let me take it out here and give it a try. Hey, it's a shooter, all right. I like it. Oh, it doesn't want to eject quite right. There we go. Some of these old Lightnings can be really finicky as far as feeding. Let's see if we can hit one of those little targets. Hey, all right. Hey, it even ejected too. We'll try one more of those little white targets. Hey, that's a pretty good shooting little gun. Okay, next we're up to this 1886. You can see it's a pretty rough old specimen. Been here on the ranch for generations. Wrist has been broke. We've got a bolt through it. This somebody was ahead of their time here. We've got a very early bolt peep sight here. Real kind of a Bubba installation here. They've dovetailed in the back of the bolt, took a rear side out of the dovetail there and bent it up and drilled a hole in it. So it's kind of an interesting old ranch installation here. The rest of the gun really isn't in too bad a shape. So this is going to be my first time shooting this old 86. It should be kind of fun. This one's in 4570. Oh, the old girl still shoots and ejects about a half a mile too. Let's see, let's try one of those steel targets. Gets the job done, don't it? Oh, let's see, let's try one of those other jugs. How about that big blue one up on top? We'll see what it'll do to it. Oh, it didn't do much there. I left that out last night and I think it froze, so it wasn't nearly as impressive as I had hoped. Okay, so that was sure fun with that, shooting that old 86. Next we've got up a 1885 low wall. This one's interesting in that it's still got really good case colors, but it has patinaed, so it's kind of turned dark. Now most of the time when you lose the case colors, they kind of silver out, like this 86 or even this Marlin or this Colt Lightning. But this one, rather than silvered out, it got a little darker. Still got some excellent case colors. This one was made in 1888, so it's a fairly early 1885 model. So it gives us a kind of an idea what the earlier case colors look like. Okay, so this low wall's in 4440. We're not hurting for 4440 cartridges because that's what we carry in our belt here. Let's see if we can't put the hurt on one of those jugs that's left over. Why don't we shoot that blue one first and see if we can't do a little more damage. Just goes right through it. Well, we better shoot it one more time. That wasn't very dramatic. Maybe shoot it a little bit lower, it'll have a little more effect. There we go. That's really a fun little gun to shoot. Okay, now we're up to these last two Winchesters. These really are a good example of Winchester factory case colors. This 85, this one's in 22 centerfire, and unfortunately I know I've got some 22 centerfire ammunition around here somewhere, but I couldn't find any today, so we don't get to shoot it. But you can see the blues. We get some kind of maroon, some tans in this 85. And if we look at the lever on this 1895, we'll see that really similar here. So if there's a difference here between the original Winchester factory colors, it's in the little more of the reds than what I got. Here we'll show you the receiver on it. Now you'll see that there's some pink in there in that kind of a lightning bolt look, but we really didn't get too much of the kind of maroons or reds that they would have got in the factory colors. So if I get more into color case hardening, we may have to figure out how to get those red colors to appear a little more often. So now let's take a look at this Colt Single Action Army. This one's really a beautiful specimen. It's a first generation, real late model in 38 special. I think this one was made in 1940, right at the very tail end of the first generation production. But you can see the case colors, very vivid, nice case colors on it. This one's kind of interesting too, in that of course this is my wife, the Colt collector's gun, and she had these custom grips made with the end of trail carved into them out of mastodon ivory. So our good friend over on the coast built those for us and did just a fabulous job. We'll kind of compare those to the Uberti Cattleman that I carry around with me in 4440. This one, of course, has some really nice case colors. They do a nice job on them. And I don't know if they're actually case hardened, case colored, or if that's a chemical process that they go through. Some of the modern reproductions use kind of a chemical process, but they turn out really nice. They do a nice job on them. They're a little more brassy looking maybe than the originals. This one I'm kind of proud of because I made some really nice bird's eye maple grips for it that fit my hands just about right, and I think they look pretty good too. So let's see if we can't hit a jug or two with this old Uberti Cattleman in 4440. There we go. Hey, we got 2 for 2. Not real dramatic with this revolver, but it is a hitting them. Hey, there we go. And one more. Oh, a miss. Well, this has been great fun. These are some really interesting old color case hardened firearms, and most of them the first time we've had them out and shooting. So I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. I appreciate you joining along. Until next time, happy trails from the Cinnabar.